On the day Mike had his accident, it was August 8th, 2008, and it was a very, very hot day.
The doctor told us that he fell, and then he had this injury to his head, and they had to cut a hole in it and release the pressure, and the typical brain injury type.
It was bad.
The first time I saw him, I thought, man, I was about ready to go home and run.
I met Mike on his admission to Bancroft. At that point, he still had a lot of medical complications, and he was still very much in the early stages of recovery from his brain injury. Early on, it was difficult for him and for the team because his brain injury affected his language. He had a really severe expressive and receptive aphasia, so he had difficulty both understanding what was said to him and talking. So it was tough for him to make sense of his injury and to understand the treatment process given that barrier.
It was just a day-to-day thing that, whatever he did that day, you just pray tomorrow he'll do it again and then get better, every day. You just have to have faith and just keep smiling because you know that you have to.
Mike has a tremendous skill in art and visual things, so he was able to draw out what he wanted to convey, and we were able to draw pictures back to him. We drew pictures of where he was now. He drew pictures of his house to indicate where he wanted to come back to. And we would constantly reaffirm that through those pictures of the house, that's where we wanted him to come back to.
Hey, how you doing? Well, I know today you're coming tonight. I saw Karen today. She's so good to me. Oh, a friend forever, as she did for me. Everything, takes care of me, everything's fine in there. I call her the boss in there. And so I think she is a doctor, but she's the boss in there. Everything's fine, so. Karen, good thing to eat.
I would love some, Mike. Thank
And he hit milestone after milestone, being able to drive again, being able to come back home and be alone in a house. I mean, we take that for granted, but that was huge. Being able to talk on the phone. Several years ago, we would not have been able to do that. And for him to understand what I was saying and to communicate what he wanted to communicate, that was great.
My son, daughter Kelly,
yeah.
she's the best little girl in my life. She's right here.
She's your heart.
Right there.
She's your heart. At Bancroft, we know that coming back to a community involves more than building skills, and working with families involves working with the whole community. And we were lucky in that the key people in Mike's life were interested and wanted education about brain injury, understanding what he had gone through, and were very receptive to supporting him.
Well, I made something of them to make their inside, hang there. Them. A little butterfly. Yeah. My mom, dad, my parents, they're great. They love me. I love them all my life.
Thanks to Bancroft, we have our son back. We just love him so much. We're so glad to have him.
Thank you, Bancroft.